Hey, what's going on? My ninja Shinobi here with another episode of Diablo 3 action for you. In the background, I have some Diablo 3 Paragon leveling, farming, normal stuff that I do. Trying to get those items for Twitch so I can do some big giveaways, which I have a link down below. I'm probably streaming right now. Come by, hang out. It's lots of fun. Giving away hundreds of millions worth of gold and just having an epic time. Coaching, tips, gear checks, anything you want to know. I'm just your personal ninja. You can come by and check me out. But that's not what this video is about. This video is about a couple of things that I have noticed on Diablo 3 over the course of the time that Diablo 3 has been out. And there's two problems with the game currently right now that I feel like are the two biggest problems. Aside from the fact that our PvP system is utter garbage, and Blizzard even knows it. Obviously they're working on it. Hopefully there'll be something out before the expansion, because I know that I myself personally would be really upset about that, and I know you guys would be too. So let's go ahead and get into the first topic, and I'll talk about just about all my thoughts on it, and we'll go from there. Now there'll be annotations on the screen. If you don't really want to hear this topic and you want to skip to the next one, there will be an annotation on the screen. You can just click it and go to the next one where I talk in depth about that one. A couple ideas and stuff that I've had. Now, you know me. I'm Shinobi. When I come up with something, and I don't just complain and QQ about stuff when it comes to anything really, but especially in video games, if I see a problem, hey, I want to solve it. So what I want to do is I want to give some, ways of telling you guys a problem that I've been seeing in the game, and then also a way that maybe Blizzard could solve it. So if you are watching this video and you want to hit that like button and comment and subscribe to the channel and everything like that, hopefully Blizzard will be able to see this video, and hopefully this will reach out to them, and you guys can leave your ideas down below on how these things can be fixed. So let's get into the first one. Like I was saying, the first one is the problem with efficiency, XP, farming, stuff like that. I've had people complain to me over and over again that they find a legendary after like 7 hours of farming and it's complete garbage because they found out it's worth a brimstone. And it happens more and more and more. We're going to talk more about that in the second part of this, which will be the next annotation coming up soon. But the main part I want to talk about is the fact on the XP gain. Now, I've noticed I went from Paragon 1 to 80 in about 2 weeks, just under 2 weeks, which was fast, which was great. But then once you get to that 80 mark, it's essentially like the halfway stone. So it's like, okay, that means another 2 weeks, right? Well, I've been doing Twitch, and I've been, just kind of farming on MP10 because obviously the more magic finding more legendaries. I find quite a bit of legendaries. However, the problem is that I find that the XP, it's not quite as efficient, and it's just not fair that way, how it's not efficient like that. Like, yeah, I could go back to MP3 or MP2 or whatever, or maybe MP5 or 6, and maybe level quicker, but the problem is that I'll get less legendaries. I mean, yeah, obviously if you're doing something more often, then you're probably going to get things more often, but the problem is that which is one of the problems with it, is that the fact that, like, you should be able to do anything you want in the game and have an enjoyable time, and you shouldn't have to worry about trying to do, oh, well, I'm not doing, this guide, or I'm not doing that, so obviously I'm not doing it correctly. There shouldn't be a right way and a wrong way. There should just be a way that you want to do it, and it should be fun for everybody. So let me get more into that. Now, right now with the whole XP gain, let's say you want to find a really fast way to level up. Now, one thing that barbarians have been doing is doing MP10 Scorpion runs, where they go into Area Crater level 2 in Act 3, like I said, on MP10, and you just go through, skip all the mobs, because barbarians can do that. Not many classes can do that. Something like a Demon Hunter like I have. I mean, I have all the classes, but Demon Hunter is my main. Trying to get past all those mobs, it's just not a very efficient way for a Demon Hunter to do it. It's possible, but it's just a lot more frustrating, a lot easier for a barbarian. So it makes people that are Demon Hunters go, well, what the hell? Like, they have the most efficient way to Paragon level. Like, why can't I have that? And it makes people want to reroll to a barbarian, and that shouldn't be the way the game be. It should be you can play whatever class you want because you enjoy playing that class, and you can do whatever you want in the game and enjoy doing it, and doing it just as fast as everybody else. Now, what I mean by that is that the Scorpions in the beginning of Diablo 3 were super overpowered. They took nothing to kill, they gave a crap load of XP, and you could power level back then. That was like the first way to power level in Diablo 3, before all the glitches and everything like that. But nowadays, even though the XP on the Scorpions is nerfed, they still go down really quickly, and it's still really good XP. There's people out there that get 125 million, 150 million XP per hour on a barbarian, which is just mind-blowing, and it makes everybody else go, man, I wish I had a barbarian, which is not the right mindset. Blizzard shouldn't be gearing something towards a particular class. Everybody should be able to enjoy the same, perks to the game than a barbarian or maybe some other classes. So what should they do about this? Now, obviously, it could be like, nerf the scorpions, nerf the scorpions. No, don't nerf the scorpions. What you want to do is you want to generalize the game's XP. And what I mean by that, in order to solve it, is I think it should be based off of, Blizzard has talked about this before, efficiency. Time spent versus how much you get for that time, which is efficiency, which is something that I'm all about, and I've done on tons of my videos teaching you guys. But if they really want to do that, then what they need to do is they need to have the XP gain based off the mob's health. For instance, if you kill a boss mob, you should get a lot more XP, like a lot more, than killing a scorpion. Or, you get what I'm saying. So there should be more reward to that instead of just getting crappy legendaries. You should have more reward to the whole, I killed this boss, I got all this XP, I did this and that, and I know that they're afraid that people are just going to rinse and repeat and kill those bosses over and over again, but you should make it to the point that it's not too much XP, that it should be something that should just be farmed non-stop, but it shouldn't be too little XP, that it just seems like not worth it. So they really need to focus on that stuff, and it shouldn't just be boss mobs, it should be all mobs in the game, based off their health. If it takes me 5 times longer to kill a mob, that mob should give me 5 times more the XP than a scorpion. Now, the second topic was talked about in patch 1.0.8 when they had talked about it, and I was going to wait a little bit to put out some videos because I wanted to wait for the patch to come out, and who knows when it comes out. I mean, today's Tuesday, it may even come out today for all I know, but they haven't really announced that it would or anything like that. But one problem that has been a big problem, more so now than earlier in the year, but as time goes on, it just becomes more and more and more and more of a problem, and that is the auction house. Now, obviously, you're like, oh, Shinobi, tell us something we don't know, pretty much. But the thing is about the auction house is that all these people have all these complaints about the auction house, but nobody knows how to solve them. That's where I come in. Now, I'm really good at this kind of stuff, and I feel like I can give a lot of input to Blizzard, so if they do see this video, I have I have pages of information on what you guys could do in the expansion that would make it a lot more enjoyable for players. I've had 12 years plus of marketing and sales. I know what people want, and I'm a gamer that makes videos for YouTubers, and I know what you guys want. And also, the great thing about YouTube is you guys can put your comments down below and tell me exactly what it is that you do want. So I'm really curious to hear about that. So what do we do at the auction house, and what is the problem with the auction house? If you're not aware, maybe you haven't played Diablo in a while. The problem with the auction house, it is completely inflated. It's just flooded with items and items and items and items. I remember when witching hours were, so expensive, and now you can buy witching hours for like 1 million, 2 million for a halfway decent one. I mean, that's ridiculous. That shouldn't be happening. When you find a legendary, it should be this very epic moment that yes, I'm at least going to get 50 mil, or I'm at least going to get 100 mil, or something like that. That's what it should be about. And I know that they're working on that on patch 1.0.8, where they're going to take away 25% of the crappy items, or 25% of the items in general, and make the remaining legendaries that haven't been buffed yet, and actually buff them, which will be great for a while, but then as time goes on, and as more people get these items, more people are going to be selling them, we're going to be back in the same position that we're in right now. So what do you do, Blizzard? Obviously you said the drop rate is going to be a little different too, so that will make it better. I'm definitely agreeing with you there. But what do we do for a quick fix? Now, after patch 1.0.8 comes out, I think when you implement that patch, what you should also do is reset the auction house. Everybody gets their items back, and then you limit the amount of items they can put up. Put it to 3 or 5. Let's say you put it to 5. Now only 5 items can be put up at one given time. Now, why is this a good thing? Well, it's a good thing because that means that the items in the auction house, there's half as many of them on there now, essentially meaning that all of the items in the auction house will increase and double the value. Double the value means a bigger percentage for you, Blizzard, so, come on, that makes a lot of sense to me. You want to make more money, right? It's about quality, not quantity. It's about quality. So, that really is really important too. So resetting the auction house, maybe doing it like once every 3 months, once every 2 months, just giving people those items back so that they're kind of forced to put up the quality items instead of the crappy ones that sell for like 20K or 10K or something like that. Or maybe you can even put like a minimum amount that people can sell an item for, like you kind of did on the real money auction house. I think that would also be really cool too. Now, another thing you can do, because a lot of people complain about, oh, there's an auction house, and this isn't Diablo 2, and everything like that. Well, for those type of players, what you should do is you should be able to craft any item in the game that you can find, you should be able to craft, but they become bind on account items. Now, you guys started implementing something like this already, but I think this is a great way for people to use the crappy items that they found, that they're, instead of throwing them up on the auction house or something like that, and actually just salvaging them, getting the materials, crafting stuff themselves. I had a ton of fun, even though it was agonizing to craft 500 pairs of gloves, but I finally found some trifecta amazing gloves, and they just increased my damage by so much. I'm almost at 400k damage now on my Demon Hunter. So that for me was an exciting moment for me to get something like that, because it doesn't happen very often. And the fun of the game kind of gets sucked out when people just go, oh yeah, instead of finding an epic legendary to drop, I'm just going to go on the auction house and get one for this amount of gold. So I think the auction house is definitely a great thing that should be in the game. I think it's definitely great, but I think you guys should have more options for people that aren't too fond of the auction house, thus having more people play the game, and eventually those players are going to get frustrated with crafting so many items that they're probably going to end up buying stuff on the auction house anyways. Another marketing tip for you right there. Now, the very last problem, and one of the reasons why the auction house is the way it is, let's face it, guys, botters. Botters is one of the biggest reasons. Now, I'm very familiar with the underground of Diablo 3, Diablo 2. Diablo 2 is one of the most botted games of all time. World of Warcraft is botted like crazy. And I know that you guys care about this. I mean, some people say, well, 1/3 of the players in Diablo 3 are botters, so Blizzard's not going to ban all of them, because if they do, then they lose all those people. Now, I kind of agree with that, but at the same time, I mean, what is Blizzard really profiting off of these people that do this stuff? Like, they're selling all the items on the gold auction house. Those items are being sold for gold, and then that gold is being sold on a third-party website. So Blizzard's really just not getting a cut of that, unless they were to sell those things on the real money auction house, and the professional botters are not stupid, and they don't sell items like crazy on the real money auction house. That's a way that you can get banned really quickly, because Blizzard can track that kind of stuff. Another way to, eliminate the botting situation is to limit the amount of trading transactions you can do in one day. For instance, let's say you can give away, 50 million gold, or you can trade 50 million gold at one time, or 100 million gold at one time. That is the most that you can do. And then you can only do that once per day. So that would just completely destroy their market. I mean, yeah, some players would be pretty upset because they're like, hey, Timmy, can I have 200 million gold? What you should do then is be like, okay, well, I'm going to put it up on the auction house. If you want to buy it for this price, then you can do that. I mean, if players really wanted to get around it, they could. But these botting companies, it's going to slow them down so much to be able to do something as simple as that. And that's one way you can get rid of botters. And what exactly do botters do to the economy on Diablo 3? Well, not only are they taking gold and they're putting it elsewhere so that, people are buying it from these foreign websites, which is bringing down the value of gold on the, on the gold auction house when you're, in the real money auction house. And not only just that, but they're also, throwing up items on the auction house to sell for gold and just flooding the auction house. A lot of these crappy items they just throw up there automatically just to sell them so they can get quick gold, so they can sell it on the website, so they can make money, whatever the case may be. If you eliminate the botters, if you reset the auction house every couple months, like I said, you put some little bit of restrictions on that, maybe add some more crafting items like set pieces, more legendaries, stuff like that, I feel like the auction house will make a complete turnaround, and I think that people will enjoy the game a lot more, because when you find an item, you'll be able to go, wow, that's a good item, I know that for a fact, throw it up on the auction house, just made a lot of gold, having a lot of fun. Just some of my opinions, guys. What do you think down in the comments down below? If you want to hear some of my ideas for the expansion coming up, maybe I'll do that as well in a video. Anyways, check out the live stream. The link is down below. Probably going to be live streaming right this very second. My name is Shinobi, and until next time, Thanks for watching. This video is I documented exactly what we did to level from 1 to 60 in about 3 hours. You're seeing on the screen right now 2 screenshots, or a couple screenshots, showing pretty much the proof. One of them is about 3 hours and 22 minutes, another one is about 3 hours and 29 minutes, and I'm going to pretty much tell you in this video how you can do it about the same speed, and also some tips that I can give you on just kind of maximizing the bonus XP, what kind of route you need to go to, and a bunch more information.